Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we have some breaking news because the DOJ actually served the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell with a subpoena. And this means Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve members have to answer questions regarding all these investigations and all, right? It will be a very big distraction for them, right? I'm not sure why Trump is doing this now, but who knows, right, at this point, because Trump is doing a lot of things that we can't really understand. And to explain a bit deeper what's really happening, they actually served them with a letter for a grand jury or something like that, right? I'm not a lawyer, so don't quote me on this, but basically, it's just starting the case, right? And the case, when you have a grand jury on the case, basically, it's like they are authorized to investigate these persons of interest or these actions of interest, then they gather information, right? It's not like we're in court having a trial yet, right? And this will take months and months, right? But this is really to derail the Fed's credibility and stuff like that, right? And we actually have a reaction from the Fed, quite a rare thing, that they are posting on a Sunday night to address the issues, right? So this is the video of the Federal Reserve's chairman, Jerome Powell, reacting to Trump's DOJ letter.
Good evening. On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June. That testimony concerned in part a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings. I have deep respect for the rule of law and for accountability in our democracy. No one, certainly not the chair of the Federal Reserve, is above the law. But this unprecedented action should be seen in the broader context of the administration's threats and ongoing pressure. This new threat is not about my testimony last June or about the renovation of the Federal Reserve buildings. It is not about Congress's oversight role. The Fed, through testimony and other public disclosures, made every effort to keep Congress informed about the renovation project. Those are pretexts. The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president. This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions, or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by political pressure or intimidation. I have served at the Federal Reserve under 4 administrations, Republicans and Democrats alike. In every case, I have carried out my duties without political fear or favor, focused solely on our mandate of price stability and maximum employment. Public service sometimes requires standing firm in the face of threats. I will continue to do the job the Senate confirmed me to do, with integrity and a commitment to serving the American people.
Okay, so what's Jerome Powell saying in this video, right? Basically, he's saying, Trump, you can pressure me all you want. I'm not going to cut rates, right? And I'm just going to do my job. I'm just doing my job here and you're putting me under fire, lawsuits and stuff like that. And I do really feel for him, right? Because I do think that he has done an incredible job, right? I think if other Fed chairmen were in his seat, probably the economy will be in a recession or something like that, right? So I think he's managed the situation that he had quite well, right? Because say what you want about the 2021 inflation and stuff like that, right? A lot of it came from just giving free money to everyone. So obviously they did react a bit slow, but when you're in his spot and you're in his position, I don't think it's so easy for everyone to do everything completely right? So with that statement, we can see the Nasdaq is down actually 0.85%, right? This really shows that I think investors are not really too concerned about this because honestly speaking, if the Nasdaq was really in panic mode, the Nasdaq would be down like 4-5%, right? The futures. But we'll have to wait for the cash session to see what's really happening and what do really investors think, right? But for now, I don't think investors are panicking too much. And in fact, you might see some people posting buy the dip tomorrow, right? So I just had a funny post here. Breaking news, Trump is having a busy day as he becomes the new president of Venezuela, subpoenas Jerome Powell, plans Cuba's invasion next week, and also threatens to invade Iran, right? So the good news is Marco Rubio gets a break, right? If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? So if we take a look at the picture here, you can see Trump actually posting a picture of himself as the president of Venezuela. I think you can see it clearer here. Yeah. And then the second one is Cuba. Basically, he's talking about Cuba, how they helped Venezuela, how they provided security for Venezuela while Venezuela gave them money and stuff like that. So the second last one was Jerome Powell, and then the last one is obviously Trump threatening Iran, right? So has Trump really lost his mind, or has Trump become a dictator? I think at this point in time, basically he is a dictator, right? Whatever he wants to do, he can do, right? And I know a lot of people are going to get triggered by that statement, the statement that I'm saying Trump is a dictator, right? But who can stop him at this point in time? He wants to invade Venezuela. He invaded Venezuela in a weekend, right? He wants to subpoena the Fed. He's subpoenaing the Fed, right? So I'm not saying whether these moves are right or wrong, right? Because I really don't want to take a position on that, right? I'm just saying that he's doing a lot of things that traditional presidents would not be doing, right? So is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We can only know when we see the consequences or the good news coming from this in a few months, right? So hopefully this situation doesn't get too out of hand, and we don't see Jerome Powell in handcuffs, right? Because that would be a very, very bad situation for confidence in the US and also confidence in the US markets, as the rule of law there would basically be banana republic, right? So yeah, that's about all I wanted to share today. If you did enjoy the video, do help me smash up the like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the bell button. With that being said, have a fantastic day ahead, and peace out.